Producer Eric, Special K, and Sam.
Wow, it is hard to believe it has been 1 year. Something very, very serious happened in Sam's life 1 year ago.
Why don't you go ahead and tell everyone, Sam, all about it, because it could reignite interest and maybe be a big message to somebody that I need to learn CPR.
Yes, I'm going to try and talk about it without crying.
Yeah, you're a year out from it now. Your dad's okay.
You've got to look at the positives.
It's so hard to still talk about, guys. It's so hard, especially when my family is up in Pennsylvania. So, a little backstory. I just had my baby. I said our baby. It's like Houston's baby. We just had a baby, Houston. No, Santiago was born in March. I had my baby shower in Pennsylvania because all of my husband's family still lives in Pennsylvania last October because I didn't want to be traveling, like 7-8 months
Way
pregnant.
too pregnant, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Even though I did my baby moon when I was like 8 months pregnant. Another conversation. We were fine. So we did the baby shower super early because it worked out perfectly. My little brother is in college. It was his homecoming. So, it was going to be a huge soccer game for him. And we were doing the baby shower, just kind of knocking out as many birds with one stone.
Events together.
Everything in one weekend. Yeah. So we had it planned that Saturday we were going to my little brother's college soccer game. My husband, myself, my dog Misty, and my family. My mom, my dad, my brothers. My older brother was going to be there, his wife, my uncle, everybody. Like our little immediate family was going to be at Connor's game. Perfect. Sunday was supposed to be the baby shower. And then I believe we were going to fly home maybe late Monday. Saturday, Connor has his soccer game. All of a sudden, my dad's like, okay, I'm going to go get the car. We're like, okay, great. My dad goes and gets the vehicle, brings it down. He's sitting in the car and he's like, I just don't feel good. I don't feel good. And we're thinking, okay, maybe he's a little winded. He was walking up, a pretty steep hill. Maybe he's just a little winded. My dad at the time was overweight. He didn't really work out a lot. He wasn't taking great care of himself. So we didn't think much of it. And then my mom's like, Mark, to my husband's name is Mark, please just go check on my dad, Mike. His name's Mike. So Mark's like, okay, sure, like not a problem. So my dad keeps like kind of grasping his chest and saying that is like he's not feeling great, but he's kind of like, I feel like I just kind of blacked out. I just feel really winded. He kept thinking that he had indigestion, heartburn, which is common for my dad because he always had heartburn. So we weren't thinking anything of it. And we're like, okay, this is weird. So my husband is an athletic trainer. So he does have medical history. He was also going to school for nursing. So he does have, the medical
CPR
history.
training.
Yes. CPR training, kind of, if these are common symptoms, what should he look for to? My dad wasn't having the typical heart attack symptoms.
Like
in the
the
sense,
arm wasn't hurting?
The arm wasn't really hurting. My dad kept complaining about the chest being heartburn, which was normal for my dad. He was still coherent.
Right, he didn't say like, oh, my chest is tight.
No.
My arm is numb.
Right.
It, just
it
was
wasn't
like, oh, I have
anything like
heartburn.
that. It was like he kept having heartburn. He kept kind of like, gross,
Right.
but like burping. So we were like, okay, this is probably normal. Maybe he just ate something and he's tired from walking up the hill. So we have other like my little brother's athletic trainers come and look at my dad. And they're like, let's get him an ice pack. Let's try and cool him down. They're like, we don't know what's wrong with him. Why don't you call an ambulance or maybe just take him to urgent care? Rather be safe than sorry.
Right.
So we're like, okay, great. Maybe it is something weird. So my husband is driving my mom and my dad to an urgent care to just kind of check on my dad. I am 4 months pregnant with my little brother. We are running with Misty to go to get Connor's car because his car was
y'all
at
can meet
school.
them there.
Yeah, so we can meet him there because we didn't think it was anything serious.
Sure.
My mom calls me and she's like, your dad is completely unresponsive. We had to pull off the side of the road. We are sitting in a gas station right now. Mark is doing CPR on she's like, my husband, Mark is doing CPR on your dad. And she's freaking out. So Connor and I are trying to get there as quickly as possible. We're like, okay, did you call the ambulance? They called the ambulance. Mark could not get my dad out of the vehicle because you're supposed to be completely flat and doing CPR because my dad was completely unresponsive. Mark is just doing compressions.
As
Thank
your
God.
dad's in the passenger seat at an angle.
At an
Mark
angle.
has somehow been able to
Mark
get
is on top of him and just over and over and over and over again until the ambulance can come. And they had to manhandle my dead dad out of the car because he's still completely unresponsive. And they just keep telling him, keep doing compressions, keep doing compressions. Mark is like, we did it here. We did it maybe for like 30 seconds. And it was so draining on your body. And Mark just kept doing it until the ambulance came to come and take over. And so the ambulance come to take over my dad. He's still completely flatlined. He's not responsive at all. Mark is comforting my mom. I am still trying to get there as fast as I can, being pregnant, trying to make sure that I'm not freaking out because I have a baby inside of me. I have my dog. Like, it's just everything is on top of one. So the ambulance gets my dad responsive from Mark doing the CPR.
Like they take over where Mark left off.
Yes, and they get him into the ambulance. We finally, Connor and I finally get to the gas station, and I'm like, I need to get in the ambulance. And they're like, ma'am, you can't get in the ambulance. You're just gonna have to meet us there. And I'm like, no, like you don't understand. Like this is my dad. I need to go with him, but they wouldn't let me go in with him, which was even more traumatic for me because I just wanted to be there with him. I didn't want my dad going in this ambulance by himself.
Was your mom able to go?
No, they wouldn't let anybody. They would not let anybody.
Nobody could go in.
So as of now, my dad is not responsive. He's not alive. They finally get his heart started, and he made it to the hospital, and they have to put a stent in his heart, and then he flatlines again on the table. So he's flatlined twice now. And we can't see him. They won't let us in there. We're just waiting in the waiting room, which is awful. So, just to set the scene, it's my little brother still in his soccer jersey. From his game. It's my husband who just did CPR on his father-in-law. It's my mother not knowing what's happening to her husband. It's me 4 months pregnant, with his grandchild that he's never met yet. And we have our dog all in the hospital, just like waiting. And so we're trying to call my older brother, telling him he needs to come down. He has a child as well. So he's trying to see who can watch his kid. His wife is trying to come down. She is studying to be a nurse as well. And so we're trying to get all these updates from my dad. My dad is finally responsive. They don't let us back to see him, which was really traumatic as well, because it's like, do you want to see him this way? Do you not want to see him this way? But he finally woke up after they put the stent in him. He was in the hospital for probably 2-3 days, I want to say, just recovery. And now it's been a year later. He, this is why we're celebrating him, is because he is still here.
Yeah.
Yay.
He is still here. And
what do we learn? That Mark 100% saved your father's
Totally
life.
saved
Because if
his
Mark
life.
did not know CPR, your father would have died in that car.
Absolutely. And that's why it is so important. It is so important. And I think Connor is actually even switching his schooling to look into cardiac arrest, like trying to go down that route and try and look into heart treatments instead of what he was doing.
Did he have blocked arteries? Was that the case?
I want to say he did have a blocked artery. Yeah. It was a lot of things but
he hasn't had a bypass or anything. Just the stent was enough.
The stent was enough, and he's gone back to his doctor. I think they said his heart's only working at 50%. But he's lost a lot of weight now. A lot of weight. He's taking better care of himself. I keep holding it against him. I'm like, my dad is so stubborn. God bless. He is so stubborn because he always jokes. He's like, Mark, you really wanted to beat me, didn't you? Because my poor dad was bruised for weeks.
From that CPR.
And weeks and weeks from all the CPR and all,
do you remember when
everything he had to do.
We had, somebody come in and try and teach us CPR in the studio.
Well, because of that, we
physically
100% had the Red Cross come in.
It's exhausting. So the fact that your husband is able to do that for as long as he did,
and to be pinned in between a car, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't the freedom.
Amazing.
Flat.
No, it was my dad was Mark tried to get him as flat as possible because you're supposed to be flat. But yeah, so my dad is doing great. They went mini golfing yesterday. It was just it's so bittersweet. Like I'm so thankful that he was here, but it's like yesterday was just so emotional for me, just because I live here in Houston. I couldn't go and be a part of that.
We were saying how it was so lucky that you guys were there, because if it was not your baby shower weekend, your dad would have died. He would have been in that game watching Connor with your mom, he would have died because Mark is the one that was with him in the car. Mark is the one that pulled over to get him the CPR. And it's so important to learn how to do CPR. And there's so many ways you can learn how to do it. We had the Red Cross come in for Try It Tuesday shortly after that happened. We all realize how fast you have to go. It's actually the beat of Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. It's how
really
fast you do the compressions. Go to redcross.org because they offer online classes, in-person classes. They can come to your work, your school, wherever you want, a group setting, or just if you want to learn it on your own, redcross.org. It's so amazing. It's like the 1 year anniversary of the reset. You know what I mean? It's the 1 year anniversary of the, wow, we're so blessed to have this year with your dad because you almost didn't.
I'm just I'm just so
Yeah.
grateful that things turned out the way they did. Remember, when you have a heart attack, there's a 50% chance you'll pass away. And that's exactly what killed my father on Christmas.
Is that true?
Yeah.
You have a 50% chance of dying if you have a heart attack?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah. It's just, we were meant to be there. We were absolutely meant to be there. And I'm just so blessed. And I joke with my brothers that like Santiago has stolen my dad. We call him Papsi because he loves Pepsi. So we just joke. I'm like, because my dad's face just lights up so much whenever he sees Santiago. And we joke because I feel like Santiago kind of looks like the fat version of my dad. Like his like face and like my dad has like, he's going to kill me. He's listening. But like the thin, like sometimes when my dad has like wispy, thin hair in like all different places, like Santiago's chunky
You're trying to
little
say your
face.
baby's got a comb over.
It looks like my dad sometimes, and it's just like one of the best things ever about how much he loves Santiago, and I'm so thankful that he's here to
Watch him grow up.
Yes, I keep telling him we need him to
lucky.
do this, and I keep kicking him in the butt. We need him here.
So
So,
lucky.
yeah, thank you for letting me share that.
Well, yeah, of course.
Love
if you want
him.
to see pictures, you can go to Slam Given on Instagram.
Yeah.
She has pictures from that day before her dad, went unresponsive in the car because y'all were watching on the sideline.
Yeah,
of
like
soccer
that was the
game
picture. And just it's crazy to think like that could have been the last picture. That could have been the last picture. It's just, I'm just so blessed. I'm so blessed. And I'm so thankful for my husband to just, he could have panicked and he didn't. And my parents, just keep kind of joking with him that he's like Superman. He's just
Totally.
Superman.
I mean,
Oh,
if
yeah.
anything, if they ever liked you more than your husband, now your husband has taken the favorite
What do you
spot.
want for Christmas, Mark?
He's the
Anything.
savior.
Yeah.
He's the savior. I mean, really, what son-in-law can compete with that story? Hey, I saved my father-in-law from dying of a heart attack. What'd you do?
Yeah.
I took him fishing.
Right.
Well, God bless Papsi. We're so
Yeah,
happy
Papsi's
he's
still here. Thank God.
Again, redcross.org. They
Please
offer
learn it.
CPR AED classes here, and you can train online or find a class near you. Super important. Redcross.org. Coming up next, look at you now. Let's go to some really amazing, inspiring stories. Somebody told you at one point in your life you're not going to amount to anything, or you just thought all the odds are against you, and look at you now. You are thriving. You are a success. Let's hear from you at 713-390-KRBE.
The things that life threw at you, and look at you now.
713-390-KRBE. It's always great to kick off the work week with some really inspirational stories.
Positive.
You just never know who you're going to motivate to just get it. Just get after it. Maida is first up on the phones at 713-390-KRBE. Good morning. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show.
Good morning.
Hey, Maida. So you want to share with us your story?
Yeah, so couple, I would say like years ago, I had an ex that told me I will be the worst mother ever if I ever brought children into this world.
God, why would he say that to you?
Hold on. Why would
he
he
was an
say
ass.
this to you?
Because, well, I was really young. I was in I was 19, 20, and of course I was going through life. I had my own issues. But now I'm on my own healing journey, and my children are doing fantastic. I have a 5 and 6 year old,
5 and 6.
And they're amazing little human beings.
Were you having a conversation with your ex at the time about one day I want to be a mom, and your ex dropped that, or are these children with your ex and he?
Oh
slammed you
no,
like
this
that?
is with somebody else now. But back then, with that ex, we talked about having a life together and having children. And when things didn't go his way, he would just really badmouth me a lot. And told
So
me
let me get this straight. He is not the baby's father's.
No. But if he could see my children and then that they're thriving, well, I'm way better now than where I was. I have 2 degrees and I have a fantastic career, and on top of that, 2 children that just bring me joy to life.
Woo!
Oh, well, congratulations. You have to understand that, he's young, he's immature, and he was hurt, and he was probably behaving like a little jerk.
Or just in general as a joke. It's like, Joe, even if he said it as a joke, what a terrible thing to say to someone.
That's
Man,
terrible.
you'd be a terrible
You
mom.
don't have time for that.
You could never be a mom. You'd be a terrible mom. That is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's out of your life, Maida. I'm glad you thrive and you're killing it. Awesome. Go, Maida Mondays.
Good
Woo!
for you.
Thank you.
Have a great day, Maida. Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Nicole is up next at 713-390-KRBE. Look at you now. Look at me now. Let's hear Nicole's story. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Nicole, can you share with us your story?
Yes. So I moved here to Houston 9 years ago. I moved from Tennessee.
Okay.
While I was in Tennessee, I got in trouble. I was placed on 10 years probation. And I moved here with 2 years left.
Okay.
I ended up homeless here.
Wow.
Whoa.
My family was begging me to come back, and I stayed. And it was a very humbling experience. Now I just brought my second new car. Now I have a great job, and I have my own place, and about to open a business next year.
Oh, fantastic.
Wow.
What kind of business are you going to open?
I want to do hospice care.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Amazing.
Now
Special
tell
people.
us a little bit more, Nicole. What made you pick Houston? You had gotten in some legal trouble in Tennessee. I assume that's where you were, born and raised. Your whole family support system is there. Why did you pick to come to Houston with 2 years left to your probation, or just in general?
One, my aunt lived here. 2,
Okay, so you had somebody.
my uncle just passed away like a few years before I moved here.
Okay.
And I ended up here, the economy for one thing.
Got it.
And
Okay.
I didn't want to go nowhere where I didn't know anyone.
Okay.
And I needed a change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Makes sense.
Well, look at you thriving. You were homeless, and
Yeah.
now you have your own place. You're getting your second new car. You have a great job.
And
you stuck it out, and you persevered, and you succeeded. That's awesome.
What were you gonna
What
say?
advice would you give to someone who went through what you did, and how to pull themselves up out of that?
From homelessness, yeah.
I would say lean on God. I needed this journey. I needed to humble myself. I ended up homeless because of a man. I moved down here with a man. And second week I was here, we broke up.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
And I just wanted to stay. I knew I could do it. I knew I was independent. I knew I was headstrong. I knew I was a hard worker. I had 2 jobs. I met a coworker. She let me stay with her and her husband for 4 to 5 months.
Oh,
and I
wow.
got on my feet.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Just a
Because
fun fact.
when you couldn't go to your aunt's house, Nicole, when that man broke up with you and you didn't have anywhere to go, you couldn't go to your aunt?
We had a falling out because of
Yeah, falling out.
So the very person you came to be near, you had a falling out with. And
And then, so when the coworker took you in, was there a window of time between the coworker taking you in where you'd like stay at a shelter, or did you sleep in your car, or what
No.
did you do then?
No. You would be amazed who helped me. His sister, my ex's sister, helped me.
oh, wow.
Wow. Well, good for her.
Yes. Yes, and I still talk to her to this day. I have been a fan of y'all's radio show. I've listened to it since I was down here.
Aw.
I can't remember y'all's ex-coworker's name. She was from Tennessee, too.
Oh,
Christina.
Christina. Yeah.
Yeah, now
yes,
she lives in Los
I'm
Angeles.
from the same area.
Oh,
From the
okay.
same area.
Christina and her Tennessee teachings.
Tennessee teachings. Yes, yes.
Wow.
But I love y'all's show. I am such a huge fan, and y'all are doing very good.
Oh,
I listen every morning.
Nicole.
I
Thank
just
you.
got off work.
Well, we appreciate you
Yes, I
listening.
just got off work.
Oh, you did? Wow. So this is like your
Yeah.
happy hour time. This is like your time after the day. You're going to get some dinner, which is actually breakfast. And and then do you sleep? And then you wake up at what? Like 6 p.m. or something?
I usually wake up about 3 or 4. I'm off today.
Okay.
What line of work are you in, Nicole?
6 p.m. Roula. Most people don't sleep 10.5 hours.
So by the time she gets home and then she wants to like wind down, what if she doesn't go to sleep till 12? I don't know.
Okay.
What's your line of work,
I
Nicole?
work for a hospice company.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So now you're going to start your own hospice care. Well, bravo, Nicole. Keep in touch with us. Let us know how this goes for you. We appreciate you so much.
I will. Thank you very much.
No,
Have a
hugs
good
to you,
day.
Nicole.
You have a great day.
Bravo.
There's a special
It
place
is.
in heaven
Look at
for
me
those
now.
people that work. Hospice is like just
I know.
one of the most beautiful things you can do for somebody.
And well, also you're an angel to the family of the people who are in hospice because
Oh, yeah.
they want you to care for their loved ones so much. Khalil is up next. It's Look at Me Now on the Roula and Ryan Show in 104.1 KRBE. Hi, Khalil. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, great. So you want to share with us?
Story.
Yeah, man. First off, I want to say I love you guys, man. I listen to y'all every morning. I'm actually on my way to school. I wanted to briefly share my story, but I actually had to go to prison at 21 years old.
Okay.
For something that happened. It was like an assault charge that happened, and I ended up having to do 2 years in TDCJ, and I had this release program, and this is one of the main reasons why I'm calling. There was this lady that was called Miss B, and Miss B was talking to me, and she was saying, 2 out of the 3 inmates that come in, they always come back within a 2 year to 3 year span.
Really?
So I'm just listening to this lady, and I'm like, why is she telling me this? Like, shouldn't she be telling me that, like, the opposite?
Yeah.
And I was a little confused on that for a little bit, Like, I was just kind of like, okay, well, just mentally prepare yourself, Like, I don't care what this
Was she
lady's
trying to
telling me,
like scare you straight? Like, hey, look, most of these guys are going to
man.
come back.
Yeah, she was like this mean old lady, man. She would just down talk us the whole class. I'm like, man,
So, okay, wait. So, Khalil, it wasn't like, now listen, here are the odds. You're going to try and beat those odds. She was looking at you kind of like, okay,
Yeah,
I'll
see you
probably
back
see you
here.
back here.
Like, yeah,
You're not going
like, no
to
chance.
succeed.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, they were just kind of like, she just kind of had that stubborn, like, this system, like, pretty much she's saying, like, y'all are going to come back. No matter what, you're going to come back within the 3 year span. You think that you're going to do this, this, and this. And I'm just thinking, like, she's like, you have to get a job. She's like, you have to pay for rent. Like, do you think anyone's going to hire felons and blah, blah, blah? And
Wow.
but anyway,
That's a real good pep talk, let me tell you.
Man.
Oh my
That's
God.
pretty terrible.
Yeah,
So how long
I'm
ago
like,
was
how-
this?
This was, I got out October 20th, 2014.
Okay.
And I did 2 years, day for day. And I had no parole afterwards. And so, they were telling me, within 3 years. And I, as soon as, like, about 6 months later, I saw I saw my high school sweetheart. I'm so nervous talking to you guys.
Don't be. It's just us. Relax. You're doing great, by the way.
And so he was like, she was like, you're not going to make it, blah, blah, blah. Well, now I'm a dad. I'm getting my associate's degree for HVAC technician, commercial refrigeration, and AC.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to Lone Star College, North Harris. I'm actually on my way over there right now listening to you guys.
Oh, good for you.
And, yeah, I'm dad. I'm still with her mom. I haven't even had so much as a parking ticket.
Good for you. And it's been
Almost 10
9
years
years.
out.
Yeah, 9 years on the dot coming up this Friday.
Wow. Good for you, Khalil. And do you feel like she motivated you to make sure you're not going to be in that statistic category because she's so jaded, she sees it all the time? Did you feel like if you had not heard that, you don't know where you would have gone, but you were so determined because she said it?
Uh-oh.
I think we lost him.
I think so.
Yeah,
I still
he
have
dropped
Oh, Khalil, we lost you.
He dropped
That's
off.
okay.
But
That's a great story, though.
congratulations, man.
So 2 years, day for day, was told, yeah, I'll probably see her within 3 years. He was like, nope, he hasn't even had as much as a parking ticket. It's been 9 years. Awesome. Bravo, Khalil. Thank you so much for listening to the Roula and Ryan Show. Giant Roula and Ryan Show hug for you. We're so proud of you. We really are so proud of you. If you want to share your stories, guys, go to the listener line, 713-278-VENT. That's 8368 on your phone. You can lock it in as a contact and make comments anytime. If you listen to the podcast later and you're hearing this in the afternoon, you want to share a story with us, that you're welcome to the listener line. Coming up next, we have a great night with Theater Under the Stars available for you. We're going to give you all the information of that. And what else? Did you want to say something, Ryan?
Yeah, actually, I do want to play one listener line call when we come back. It's about Ahmad.
Oh, Ahmad got a listener line call. Is it good? Is it bad? We're going to find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Sam's Celebrity Scoop.
104.1 KRBE.
It is brought to you by Innovative Lasers of Houston. You know, we're always hooking you up with something fun and fantastic, especially when it comes to theater under the stars. They're bringing us so many great productions like Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. They are also
Oh, you know what they're
bringing
doing.
The Ugly Sweater live to you. We have a 4-pack of tickets to see Theater Under the Stars Ugly Sweater. If you're caller 10-713-390-KRBE. Ugly sweaters of your own. Encourage as
Roula.
your attire.
It's so much fun because it's an interactive show. So you wear your ugly Christmas sweater, and it's just like you will be involved with the show. It's all your favorite, Christmas songs. They say it's like a mixture of The Office meets Project Runway. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You can get your tickets at tuts.com. But like she said, we've got a
I know
pair.
you can buy ugly sweaters everywhere, like Amazon, whatever. But if you find yourself inside a Party City, they have some pretty unique ones.
They say it's a great date night and that, you can bring kids that go over their head, but it's not really aimed at kids. It's just more like this is for the adults to go out and have fun.
I kind of want to win these tickets. Can I get them?
No, you work here. You have to answer the phone.
Get the
But
winner
people are
and
gonna be
make them go
calling,
with you.
waiting for.
Well, before you answer any phones, I wanted to address something. Ahmad, you got a listener line call.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Now, you did something really, really cool last week. You went out and you actually worked
What? You mean
with...
he's not getting roasted?
Oh!
Well, he's getting roasted for doing something cool.
Yeah.
He's not getting roasted. I mean,
Okay.
I could play it first,
Not
but I
that
think you should
funny.
explain what you did last week.
So, Special K. I played dodgeball with the senior citizens out in Tomball. It was really, really fun.
Wait a second. Is this what they've been begging Kevin to do?
Yes.
And
Yes.
you scooped him.
I did.
Kevin, you have been chopped
But
by
he's
Ahmad.
mixing Friday Free For All when they normally play. So, but I did tell her I was gonna.
So, it's during the show. Okay.
Right, yeah, I did tell her I was gonna drag his behind next time so they could hit him with the ball too.
At Park Manor.
Park
So
Manor.
Of
explain how this
Tomball,
works and
yes.
where it was. Yeah, Park Manor of
Yes.
Tomball for is it assisted living community?
Yes, pretty much. The youngest person I met there was probably 42. The oldest was 99, y'all.
Wait, what, a 42-year-old's living in a retirement community?
Yes, needed help with assisted living. I
Okay.
interviewed her for Ahmad out on the street.
Oh.
I interviewed
Nice.
a couple of them. I can't wait to show you guys.
So all the way up to
Oh, how
age 99, and they're
fun.
playing dodgeball. This is what
Yes.
this caller had to say.
Hey, thank you guys for sending Ahmad to us to play dodgeball on Friday. It was so much fun. There were 31 people playing, which is a record. Thank you so much. And he is such a precious person. But thank you for sharing him with Park Manor. Love you guys.
Oh,
They're happy to have you.
Ahmad.
Is it a traditional game? Because we were saying earlier when we talked
You
about
can't
this
throw
a while
back at them.
They're not throwing the ball at each other like teams, like in actual
No.
dodgeball. How did it work?
So they're all in like a big old circle, and the person that's the target is in the middle. And you kind of just like bounce it around. I know. You kind of like
And you were the
bounce it
target?
around. Yeah, I was the target, and like they'll try to hit me, and I'll like dodge it or whatever, and then I'll like bounce it to them, and then like the oldest woman, she was like 99, and like
99.
she wanted to participate so bad, but like the reflexes weren't there still, but it was still really sweet. There was this one older man, like he'd do the thing like, I'm gonna throw it, I'm gonna throw it. It was so fun, and we ate donuts afterwards, and I interviewed them. It was really sweet. It was really fun.
I can't wait to hear the audio.
Yes, it's gonna be hilarious.
Wow. And I know Ahmad was part of the KRBE squad that was out at the Taylor Swift movie premiere yesterday. So thank you to everybody who came out to that and had such a great time. It was in Webster, right?
Yes, it was out in Webster. Shout out to the people at the movie theater. The name is escaping me right now. I think it was the Cinemark out in Webster. It was really fun. Emily and Holly, they held it down. They made sure we were all good to go. We had our photo booth out there. We were making friendship bracelets. I got a bracelet. It was really, really cool. And shout out to Desi Love Blake. She's the drag queen who does the Taylor Swift impersonations.
Aw.
And she did a whole Taylor Swift medley. She got the crowd pumped. We gave away Taylor Swift prizes. I met so many listeners. It was just really, really cool. It was a great weekend, y'all. I really had fun.
It really was. And Special K was actually emceeing Barktoberfest down at
Yes.
Patter Keg on Saturday. I got to be a judge. Kevin,
How many dogs would y'all say turned out for that?
Oh my God!
a lot. I
There
brought
must
I brought mine was in shell shock because there were so many dogs.
I swear there must have been 150 dogs there. The ones each we had 1, 2, 3, we had 4 different rounds of dogs come through for the contest. Each round must have had at least 10 dogs in there. And so it was so hard to choose with all these creative costumes that folks had sewn themselves at home, plus the ones that you can order online, like, you put your dachshund in a hot dog bun and put some relish up on there.
Were there different categories,
yes.
Kevin, of winners? Like, who's like the grand prize winner? Was like best costume, or was it something else that y'all did?
We did, because everyone's
different categories.
Everyone's a winner. We had a lot of prizes, so there was at least 4 winners per category of most creative, best, funniest, among other different categories. So it was definitely the cutest event I think I've done in a long time, and that's Houston Pets Alive and Pet Talk Magazine.
Now, for funniest, I actually just posted it. Go to @RadioRyanChase. I just posted what I thought, and I think, Kevin, you agreed with me, was the funniest costume. The little dog in the lobster suit, and he was inside a pot, which had flames around the bottom of it. She had like fake flames around the bottom of the pot. She's wearing a chef's hat.
She was a chef.
Yeah. She's carrying an apron. She's carrying this little puppy, and he looks like his lobster.
Breed?
I think it's a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
I saw it up close.
Yeah, I'm blowing it up right now. It's already Ryan Chase. Go look at it. It's just
a chill Chihuahua.
It was the cutest thing I'd ever seen.
Cute.
Chihuahua.
That's cute.
Chihuahua. Yeah, because they can be barky sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, they can. Very barky.
And I want to make a note, too. The giving doesn't stop with us. Sam is on till noon, and she's got John Mayer tickets. He's coming back to Houston.
What?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
October 30th at the Toyota Center. So I have those at 10:26. 10:26. If you want to see John Mayer, serenade you.
I wonder if people will be dressed up just because it's the night before. Might as well.
Wonder if anybody's going to dress like Taylor Swift.
Hey, yo.
Too soon.
What's going down in H-Town.
All right, it is brought to you by Duncan. Roula, you were doing all the scoop stories last week about Jada Pinkett Smith, saying that her marriage to Will Smith is like, they've been divorced or separated for 7 years. Now it all makes sense why she was doing that.
Still together.
It all makes sense why she's doing that, because she's coming to Houston. Blue Willow Bookshop presents Jada Pinkett Smith. She's going to be at the place is going to be called We Serve Theater, a.k.a. St. John's downtown. That's at 2019 Crawford. And she's going to be in town in H-Town on Saturday discussing her new memoir, Worthy. And that's going to be at 3 o'clock. Tickets are $40, includes the copy of the book, and then you get to meet Jada. So that's probably why she was doing all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
She's doing a book tour. For her book.
Yeah, book tour. She's coming to Houston, so it'll be on Saturday. If you want to get tickets, it's going to be Blue Willow Bookshop. That's who's doing it. Of course, we're down 1 game right now. Do you want to hear Eric's commentary again real quick?
The Astros lost to the Rangers last night 2-0, and as Eric says, we gave them that game because, Verlander's pitching was on point. I don't know why our guys could not get a run across the plate. We had bases loaded twice. Bregman, we all thought had a home run, didn't. Then they tagged that Altuve because he didn't tap second base. It was just not. It was just not fun.
Here's why Eric is not here. He's not here today because he was celebrating, giving commentary.
Here we go. Well, the 9th, 0-1. Rangers have been so lucky. Holy we played our worst game. Bases loaded twice. The Rangers are so lucky. We're going to kick their and then they can suck my balls. The fans here are a joke for Rangers. If you want reporting, I've never seen it like this. I've seen more Tampa Bay Ray fans here when they play us than the Ranger fans. Talking about fair weather fans, all I care about is the Cowboys. That is something sad. Oh, and he hit him. Almost hit him. What a douche. Fuck you, Rangers. Oklahoma Rangers suck.
The good news is the Texans won now. They beat the Saints. So, and game 2.
Yay, Texans.
Today's at what time is it?
3:36 p.m., my friends. 3:36 p.m. So we'll see. We go 1-1. Let's go 1-1 back to Arlington and wrap this up. Let's go Stros. Let's go Stros. If you missed what happened today on Rule and Ryan's Roses update, we did talk to Julia, who asked her friend Paige to call up Elise, who was suspected of having an affair with Julia's husband, James. If you missed how that turned out last Thursday, we're going to give you the recap and get you the update next on the Rule and Ryan Show.